Hey everyone, are you ready for an amazing story? It's all about a little girl who saw the world, well, in a very special way. She could find magic where most people didn't even see it. Sounds cool, right? Let's jump in. So, let me ask you something. When you're playing outside, do you ever stop, and I mean really, really stop, to look at a tiny little flower? Do you get your face super close and check out all its different colors and little petals? Well, get ready because today we're going to meet a girl named Georgia. And you know what? She's the one who showed the entire world just how beautiful those little flowers really are. So, this is her, little Georgia. She grew up on a big, sunny farm and had 6 brothers and sisters. Wow! But while all of them were running around playing games, Georgia liked to do something a little different. She would just sit quietly and look. Really look at things, the shape of a cloud, the color of a leaf, and she'd draw everything she saw in her sketchbook. And you know what? It was the exact same thing at school. The teacher would be writing numbers on the board, but Georgia, her eyes were glued to the window. The bright blue sky and the green trees were just so much more interesting to her. Then one day, when she was just 12 years old, only 12, she made a huge decision. She walked right up to her mom and said, "I know what I'm going to be when I grow up. I am going to be an artist." And boy, did she mean it. So to follow that big dream, she did something super brave. She left her quiet farm and moved to these giant, noisy cities like Chicago and New York. She went to special schools there just to learn all about painting and drawing. But in the big city, Georgia noticed something kind of sad. Everyone was always rushing to work, rushing to the shops, just rushing. Nobody ever seemed to just stop and look around. No one even noticed the small, beautiful things like a single little flower growing in a park. Georgia thought, wait a minute, this isn't right. All these busy people are missing out on so much beauty. She had to show them. But how? How could she get someone in a super big hurry to stop and actually see a flower? What do you think she did? Well, she had the most brilliant idea. She thought, okay, what if I find a tiny little flower and I look at it very, very closely, and then I paint it super big, so big that nobody could possibly walk past without noticing it. And that's exactly what she did. She would paint a tiny flower on a giant canvas. I mean, a flower that you could hold in your hand was suddenly as big as a door. She made the little things impossible to miss. And when people saw her paintings, they would just stop. Right in their tracks, their eyes would get all wide with wonder. It was like they were seeing a flower for the very first time. Georgia was helping them see the world through her special eyes. And it wasn't just flowers. Oh no. She would look up at the tall skyscrapers in New York City and paint them too. But she saw them differently. For her, the whole city looked like it was made of giant, colorful blocks and squares all stacked up. After a while, Georgia took a trip to a totally different kind of place. It was hot and dry and full of sunshine and sand. It was the desert of New Mexico. And you know what? The moment she saw it, she absolutely fell in love. In the desert, she found a whole new bunch of treasures to paint. She painted the beautiful red hills that would glow when the sun set. She painted big, wavy sand dunes. And she even found beauty in old, dried-up animal bones that she found in the sand. See, this just shows us that for Georgia, everything had beauty inside it. It didn't matter if it was a flower or a stone or an old bone. She believed that if you just looked closely enough, you could find something wonderful in anything. Georgia loved the desert so much that she actually made her home there, in a little house tucked right in between those amazing red hills. And every single day, she did what she loved most. She painted. And all that practice is what made her art so special. Because she worked so hard and had such a unique way of seeing things, her art became famous. Like, really, really famous. People all over the world wanted to see her amazing paintings, so they were put in big, important museums for everyone to enjoy. She became so important that people gave her a very special title. They called her the mother of American modernism. Whoa, that sounds fancy, right? But really, it's just a way of saying she was like a super teacher who showed all the other artists in her country a brand new, exciting way to look at the world and paint it. And what was her most important lesson for all of us? It's this. Georgia taught us that if you just take a moment to look at something simple and ordinary, and I mean really look at it, you'll see that it's actually extraordinary, which just means it's super, super special.
So, from a tiny flower on her farm, to a huge skyscraper in the city, to a simple bone in the desert, Georgia's special gift was that she could find beauty absolutely everywhere.
Okay, so here's a little challenge for you. Today, try to be like Georgia. Look closely at the world all around you. Maybe it's a funny shaped leaf, or a colorful bug, or even the way the rain makes patterns on the window. What new, beautiful, and extraordinary thing will you discover? Go look!